Hello, and welcome to Verbling. I am Teacher Oakley, and today's class will be dealing with IELTS. In particular, I'm going to introduce the IELTS Listening Test to you. I'll be showing you things like the answer sheet, what that's going to look like. I'll be showing you, I'll be talking about the 4 sections and what you can expect to hear, what kinds of information. And I'll be talking to you about the question types you may hear on the test. And as well, I'll be giving you some tips some things that I've learned, some very simple, basic tips about how to approach the entire test, your mindset that you need to have. Hello, Amar. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I am okay. Okay, so Amar, I forgot. Are you planning on taking the IELTS test later, right? Was that it?
What?
Do you have plans to take the IELTS English test?
I don't know what this test is.
Oh, okay. Well, IELTS. There's a number of overall speaking assessment tests that people need to take for different reasons. It used to be, if you're going to university or trying to get a job in the United States, you probably want to look at taking a TOEFL test. It assesses your English skills. So many universities or jobs require you to take that. IELTS test is from Cambridge, Oxford, England. It's a British test, and you would take this test usually if you're going to some British country like England or Australia or perhaps Canada. In any case, India, to get a job or go to university. In any case, actually, IELTS, TOEFL are becoming much more interchangeable. Most American universities now accept IELTS tests, and many places in Great Britain accept TOEFL tests. Okay, so these tests are usually used for. They may be used in any country actually if they want you to show or prove that you have English speaking skills. So actually, no matter where you are, this would be a great thing to have on your resume or curriculum vitae, your CV. Okay, anyway, today...
Can you type the title for the test in the chat?
I'm sorry? What's your question again?
I need the name of the test.
Oh, yeah. It's the title of the class, by the way. Sure. IELTS. International English Language Test. There you go. I think that's it. Any case. Okay, today I'm just basically introducing it and giving some major pointers. First, I'm going to say hello to your fellow students. Hi, Raphael. How are you?
Hi. Hi again.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Hi again. Nice to meet you. Again. Okay. All right, and we have another student with us who I'm not familiar with. Amise, is that correct? Amise, are you there? Okay. Amise, you may want to fix your microphone or... Oh, hi, outside in the chat box. Hello. If you have headphone. Oh, there you do. You go. Do you have a microphone? Hi. No microphone? Yes, you do. Stick it up. I see it. Don't be shy, Amis. Don't be shy. Okay. Anyway, hi, Amis. Welcome to the class. Nice to meet you. Be nicer to talk to you. In any case, okay. Today, I'm just introducing the IELTS listening test to everyone. Okay, and a lot of the advice that I'll be giving you today is actually very close, or maybe even exactly the same as I would give you for the TOEFL test. Now, when I start talking about the structure of the test and the types of questions, they're actually quite different. IELTS. A lot of IELTS and TOEFL share a lot of the same structure and question types. Listening is the one area where they're quite a bit different, actually. IELTS listening tends to be more concerned with specific information and fill in the blank questions, and the TOEFL test is much more about figuring out contexts, the speaker's opinion, and the overall topic of the listening piece. Okay, so my first advice for anyone taking a listening test, actually, in any of these tests, TOEFL and IELTS, TOEIC, all of these tests, for some reason, if you're going to take these tests, listening always goes first. And I think there's a reason for that. And the reason is that the listening test takes maximum concentration. So my most simple and yet probably the best advice that I'm going to give you, quite simple: before the test, do not stay up all night studying for the test, because all you're going to do is make yourself very sleepy, like Jaja is very sleepy. And you do not, trust me, you do not want to take a listening test when you're very tired, because you need to focus and be very much concentrating in on listening to the information, because you can't go backwards. It's not like reading where you can flip back and reread and check information. The listening test is boom, one shot, you hear it once, and that's it. And if you miss it, too bad, so sad. Actually, that was my first experience. I actually took the IELTS test twice. I had to take it again, because the first time I took it, I was way overtired. Actually, the academy that I was working for made me take the test, and they had me do like 2 double shifts and then take the IELTS test after. It was horrible because I could not concentrate. So what happens is you miss a question. Well, I didn't exactly flunk one, but I didn't, I'm a native speaker. I got a 7, which the IELTS test you get what's called a band score from 0 to 9, and it goes by 0.5, 6.5, 7, 7.58, like that. I got a 7 the first time I took listening because I was tired. What happens is you miss one question, and then your brain's going, and you're trying to catch up to the last question, but it's gone. So then before you know it, in 10 seconds, you've missed 5 questions, and there's nothing you can do. You can't go backwards. So optimum concentration. So again, get plenty of sleep the night before. It's usually you're gonna be taking this test in the morning wherever you are, and listening is going to be first. And make sure you have a good, hearty, wholesome breakfast, because you need plenty of energy for your brain. Don't go in starving, because it's going to kill your concentration factor. Okay, and as I said, this test, you can't go backwards in time. So my advice, my second most important advice, In the test, you will actually hear them say, okay, now you have, I forget, 2 minutes to go back and check your answers. If you didn't hear it the first time and write it down immediately, you can't retroactively remember what they said. Do not, never try to memorize the listening. It's impossible, and you're only going to confuse yourself. As quick as you hear it, write it down, write down the answers, and when they say, the IELTS narrator will say, now you have 2 minutes to go back and check your answers. Do not go back and check your answers. Cheat. You go forward. What you have is a booklet, and it's 4 sections. So they'll introduce the first section, and they'll give you a little time. Read it really fast. Booklet. Bucklet. Yeah, bucklet. That'd be great if they gave you a bucklet, like hang your sword on. But no, they give you a booklet. Yeah, good. I highly advise you to cheat. It's not really cheating because you can do with your time whatever you want. But the narrator will say, go back and check your answers or prepare or whatever. Whenever they give you extra time, go forward. Look at the next, because you're going to have like a lot of writing. I'll show you examples later. And you're going to be filling in the blanks. Now, the IELTS tests, they'll have fill in the blanks. For example, the first part is usually, it's almost always about somebody booking a hotel room or booking a plane flight or arranging some kind of travel plans, something like that, or directions. So it's going to have a lot of things like prices you've got to be listening for, address, things like that. And as the test goes along, you're writing down your answers on the booklet. You can write on the booklet, by the way. And so as fast as you can, you're writing those answers down. So when they say, then okay, that's the end of part 1. Please check your answers. You have 2 minutes to check your answers. Don't check your answers again. Go forward and look at part 2 and scan down and think about what logically will they be talking about, what are maybe even possible. Sometimes you can figure out from the context, oh, he's going to give a phone number here. He's going to use a word. He's going to use a verb here. Oh, they're going to, sometimes you can figure out exactly what information will be coming, and it makes it a lot easier to listen for. If you know what you're looking for. I'm looking for a number next. I'm looking for a price next. Much, much easier than just going blind. You're going to help yourself immensely if you do that. But they don't say that. They say to review. Just don't do what they say. Trust me on this one. And no, you won't be penalized for doing this. It's not really actually technically cheating. Okay. I want to show you something that may help you sort of get an idea. I'm going to do a screen share here. I am going to show you an actual IELTS test answer sheet. Now, as I said, you get a booklet. Juan. No, there is no. Juan asked, the faster you go, the better score you get. Not exactly, because you can't go faster than they go. Actually, that brings up a very good point, which I almost forgot. Thank you. And the point is, the information you hear will come in chronological order. It will come in time order. But sometimes, and they do this on purpose, chronological order means time order. They do this on purpose. You won't get any of the answers, any of the information for like a minute or a minute and a half. So you start like mentally spacing out. You look at the window and You hear a door shut somewhere, and then wham, bam, 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 5 answers come in a row in like 10 seconds. Remember, if you guys have been in my IELTS classes before, always keep in mind that IELTS is written by little old professors in England who are evil. And they want to torture you. So you have to be careful. Don't let them torture you. All right, now I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to show you what the answer sheet looks like. And please, if you have any questions, just shout them out. Don't be shy. Let's see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, that's too big. Oopsie. Okay. Trying to get this sucker centered. There you go. All right. This is what it looks like. IELTS Australia. Oh, I got the Australian version. Anyway, it's a simple form. It's one of these bring a number 2 pencil kind of thing. They actually have pencils. But you write your name. None of this top part is for them to score you. Don't, just this whole top part you ignore, except for here, the date and the month, where it's blue now. You have to fill in the date, month, and year. Make sure you do that too, by the way. Very important. Also, write your 6-digit candidate number. There's gonna, where's the space? I don't see it, but there's gonna be a place. Here. Oh, okay, that's what this is. This thing over here, you have a candidate number. They assign you a 6-digit code number. Because actually, through all of IELTS, you're scored blind. All right? They don't know who you are. It's all blind scoring. So you need to do this too. You need to put your candidate number here. As if you can see, I don't know how well you can see this, but they put their number here. All right. I don't know how well you can see this. I know it's a little blurry because it's a copy of the copy of the copy. But I don't know if you can even see this, actually. Maybe barely. Okay, notice how you have answers here. There are 40 questions. You know, you see on the 1 through 20 on the left, 21 through 40 on the right. If you look at the answers, okay, you can see true, true, very much, 25. 7 in Roman numerals. IELTS is very tricky. Make sure that you're very careful about following the directions. They may say you must answer with Roman numerals. They may say you must answer with normal Arabic numerals. Number 6 answer is G. There are multiple choice questions. Number 7 is 3. So look at that. Number 5 is 7 written in normal Roman numerals. And then number 7 is 3, normal number 3. Very tricky. Notice here in number 8, this test taker wrote papers and then crossed it out and wrote newspapers. If the answer really is newspapers, that would be correct. You can cross out something rather than trying to erase it. Okay, so there are dates, 31 over here on 23 on the right side. There are words, field, completed, information, teacher. All right, so they may be asking you to complete a word, fill in the blank, a lot of fill in the blanks. Okay, Juan, a couple questions. All right, Juan was asking if the IELTS is the TOEFL from the UK. Yeah, or really, I have to give credit where credit is due. It's more like TOEFL is the IELTS in the United States, because I believe, if I'm not incorrect, I believe IELTS predates TOEFL. I believe they had this one first. I believe that IELTS is actually the first and original international English speaking, speaking, reading, writing, listening assessment test. Okay, so notice that some of the answers here, if you're checking this out, 45,000, all right. Number 35, 50 pounds. All right, you can write numbers. You don't have to write out the whole number, F-I-F-T-W, I mean Y, W, pounds. You can just write the symbols, all right, for pounds. You can just write numbers, 330, whatever. Mrs. Sheridan, there's always somebody's name. Names are really hard because, of course, you have to completely phonetically hear them. They always have a name. They're always going to have an address. They're always going to have a price. These things are very common. So this is a very good example of what possibly answers would look like. Now, I'm showing you this as well because here's how the test goes. The test is actually 40 questions, 4 sections. It's actually a 30-minute test. But then at the end, you have 10 minutes to fill in so you write on your booklet as you're listening really quickly. And then they give you 10 minutes to transfer your answers from the booklet to the answer sheet, which I just showed you. So you've got 10 minutes to do this. My other mistake, the first time I took this test, and boy am I stupid, but just so you don't make it, I can share my mistakes with you, okay? My other mistake is I missed I don't know, number 11. And so I started transferring my answers, and in the answer sheet, where it says 11, I put in my answer for 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16. And suddenly I realized I'm at 39, and I have no answer 40. Ah! Panic. So I had to go all the way back and find the answer I missed and move all my answers one step down. Be very careful about filling in the answer sheet. If you do this, what I did, they are merciless. You will be wrong. Okay, in the IELTS test, hate to tell you this one, but if you misspell a word, you are wrong. If you write the plural of a word, but it shouldn't be plural, you are wrong. If you write the wrong verb tense, all right, if you write contented and it should be was contented, guess what? You are wrong. So they want your answers to be perfect, perfectly spelled, perfect tense, exactly the information that they're looking for. And make sure in the whole IELTS test, actually, not just listening, but all parts of the test, one of the main keys is to okay. One of the main keys is to understand. Keys to success is to understand the questions. Very, very, very important. Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight to Juan because I don't know why, but he's up at 4 in the morning and he looks very sleepy. Juan, you know, you're welcome, and thank you for trying. Thank you for coming. Juan, you know, you can always check out the recorded classes, by the way, or anybody, actually, all students. Every class here at Verbling is recorded, so you can always look at a recorded class. No problem. Yeah. Okay, so let me talk to you more about the structure of the test. Okay. Again, as I said, there are 4 parts. Okay, hang on a second. What happened here? All right. All right, hang on a second. Ooh, all right. Listening module. Okay, there are 4 parts of the test. Each part has 10 questions, by the way. Which section is easiest for you? In my experience, different students find different parts of the test easy or difficult depending. So on their skill set, it's sometimes surprising. Okay. They are testing you. They want you to be able to listen and understand specific information, much more so than TOEFL, by the way. You're listening for main ideas and supporting information with details, and in particular, question 4, speaker's opinion, very important. Okay, section 1 is usually going to be, the first part is usually something, usually is going to contain an address, a name, a price, somebody perhaps making an appointment, so you'll hear times, or asking directions, or very often making reservations, so, something like that. In section 2, you'll hear a monologue. You know monologue? You know what that means? By the way, good words to know for talking about.
When talking, only one. Only one is talking all the time.
Right, only one person. Okay, these are words we should know. A monologue is one person. A dialogue is two people. Okay, so yeah. Section 2 is a monologue. Somebody's giving instructions about something. Instructions of method, and okay, maybe it's advice on where to go on your vacation. Maybe it's talking about procedures to enroll in a fitness center or something like that. Who knows? But the information will be, you're going to have to fill in information. Actually, this part is is for me quite tricky because it's a monologue. It's a boring, like me talking to you right now. Kind of boring, I know. Okay. Anyway, hopefully I will let you try a little listening exercise after I just introduce this a little longer. A couple more minutes. All right, section 3, you're going to be hearing a conversation. Usually it might be like a job interview, but it's normally like a conversation between students talking about life or problems at university. They love to do that. And in this case, you'll be asked more like things like, what is the student's opinion? What is his main concern? What is a possible solution? Very similar, actually, to sections of the speaking test. And the last section is straight up lecture. Okay, you're going to listen to an academic lecture about anything. Usually it has to do with something to do with the natural world, natural science, animals, plants, greenhouse effect, something like that. Okay. Now, all right. Let's see here. Hang on a second. All right. All right. I will. Let's look at some question types here. All right. Let's look at number 1. I'm going to do a screen share, and I am going to, once the screen share is up, we're going to try to do some listening exercises. I'm going to give you some information and see if you actually can hear it. I'm going to kind of make up a dialogue. All right, we're going to look at the first kind of question is form completion. All right, so I'm going to screen share a form with you and introduce it, and then I will just talk and see if you can listen and get the information. So hang on, here's my screen share. Okay, here's an example of form completion. Please note, again, I'll say this 100 times if I'm teaching, especially IELTS, but TOEFL as well. Make sure you understand the instructions. This part I've highlighted in blue. Complete the form below. Write no more than 2 words and or a number. Let's see if I can make it a little bigger for you. Okay. Okay. No more than 2 words or a number for each question. If you write 3 words, Guess what? You're wrong. Even if one of your words is an article, a small potato is wrong. Small potato is right. All right. You can always write numbers and symbols like percentage sign, dollar sign, pound sign, any of those things. No problem. Okay. Okay, so you will hear a narrator will introduce each section, and at the end of the section the narrator will say, again, as I said before, they'll say, now take 2 minutes to review your answers, which again you should never do. Okay, so I'm just going to make up something here. Okay, so this would be like a dialogue with two people, but not necessary. What's happening is one person's mostly talking. There's almost always part one. There's a customer and some sort of customer service somebody. So basically, you look at it, if you're taking the test, as if you were the customer and you need this information. Okay. All right, so thank you for calling PKT, International Removals. My name is Bob Jones, and I'm going to need some information from you. Actually, I have it backwards. In this case, I'm taking down information from the customer. It's one way or the other. Yeah, good one, Judge. Okay, so any case, all right, so I'm Bob Jones, and I'm going to take down information. All right. Okay, Bob, yes, my name is Oakley Moody, and I currently live at 35 Elm Street in Sydney. My phone number is 46565867. If you have any problems, however, you can reach me at my work number, 2242-3349. And, okay, I need to tell you where I'll be moving. I'm moving to a flat, and the flat is located at 23 Oak Street. And actually, I'll be moving to Manchester. And I need this to be done next weekend on Saturday. And what is your rate? Oh, 200 pounds. Okay, very good. All right, so that's kind of what would happen. All right, somebody talking, giving information. This would be very typical in the first task. So, okay. Abo. Ferris, are you there? Abo, are you there? No? Okay. Hi, Mariana. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. So, as we were doing this, were you able to get, for example, the phone number, his work number? No?
Yes.
Yes. Maybe. Really? Okay. Well, what was for example, what was the work number? Did you write it down? I didn't tell you guys. I should have told you. Get ready to make a few notes. All right?
Teacher.
Yeah?
Excuse me. Can you speak more slowly, please?
Sure.
Thank you.
Certainly. Okay, I can speak more slowly, and I'm happy to do that, but you just reminded me of something. I'm not scolding you, but in an actual IELTS listening test, of course, they are not going to slow down. It's at a normal conversational level of rate of speech. But yes, I can slow down. What I said was, it's my fault. I should have warned you guys. We're going to look at some listening exercises where I want you to actually, I'll do some speaking. I want you to pay attention and see if you can pick out the information with that are, for example, number one, which would be number answer number 1 on the listening test would be my work number. Did anybody get the work number?
No. I didn't get it. I didn't.
Okay, well, I didn't warn you, so it's no problem.
23271.
Yeah. Nope. Not even close. 22423349. Ah, okay.
Repeat. Could you repeat?
Right. 22423349. Okay. Now here's the thing, you guys. And I didn't warn you to actually try to write down some answers or get a pen and paper or notebook, Microsoft Notebook or something. Next set of questions, you can do that. But I should have warned you. My fault. I'm sorry. But okay, so also think about in the actual test, you're going to be able to see this before you actually listen on the listening test. So you know you're going to be listening for a work number. You probably know that in most real-life situations, people are going to give their home number, and then afterwards, usually immediately afterwards, they'll give their work number. So if you preview this, you can be thinking, okay, they're no doubt they're going to tell me, I'm going to start hearing numbers, or either I'll hear the number or I'll hear a name, Bob Jones. And then I know I'm going to hear work number. So this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying you need to preview. Okay, what else am I going to have to listen for? If they're moving to a house or flat, and the street address and what city. All right, so you probably have a basic idea how a conversation would sound if you were listening for that. Yeah, okay. Taha, is your microphone not working, or are you muted? Well, wait a minute, I can tell. No, you're not muted. Ah, very good. Jumps in, Taha, jumps in with the street number. Ah, okay, close. Very close. Nice job. Nice try, but it's actually, the street number was Oak Street. The city was Manchester. You go, Taha. Very good. All right. Manchester was the city in the UK, right? The street was Oak Street. And Taha, I don't mean to pick on you, but please remember, if you accidentally misspell it, I know you're just typing into the chat box, and I understand that. You probably just had a small accident. But on the real test, if you made a mistake like that, even though I know you heard the answer, it would be wrong. Okay, and did anybody catch question 2? Where am I moving to? Dun, dun, dun. Did anybody catch that part? No? UK? No. Well, no, I have country UK here. Up here. Now, okay, when you see this house flat, this is a moving company, all right? So they're going to want to know if I'm moving to a house or a flat or apartment. Of course, British people say flat. Americans say apartment. Which actually reminds me of another question that many people have. Some people will often ask me about the accent in IELTS listening, which is a very good question and something you should practice. IELTS listening tests will generally be British speakers with a fairly neutral accent. You're not going to hear a very strong like Irish or Scottish accent or heavy Australian accent. It will be fairly neutral. You may hear a Canadian or an American. They don't do it that often, but they do sometimes. Occasionally, they will throw in someone with maybe a slight Hong Kong accent or even Indian accent, but they will not be really exaggerated accents. Maybe actually one of the tests I took had a South African accent. So you will hear accents, and it may be American. It's usually fairly neutral British accent. Okay, let's try another one. And again, you can get ready to perhaps write some answers down or use Notepad or something like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to look at is the next kind of question is called note completion. You're basically, again, filling out blanks in a note. For example, whoops, sorry. Well, hang on a second. Oopsie. Come on. All right, hang on. Okay, for example, here's sample instructions. Complete the notes below. Write 2 words for each answer. Yes, this will be in capital letters. Make sure you follow it. I know I'm saying that over and over again 100 times, but you would be amazed how many people I've given practice tests and they do not follow these simple directions. Because sometimes, as well, the directions change. Because if you see this second set, write no more than 3 words and or a number. It may say 2 words or a number. So if you write a word and a number, you are wrong. They change these little rules all the time, so you must be very careful when you're taking the test. Okay. All right, this note, fill in the blank note thing. This is complete the notes. I mean, this is very common in the second section, section 2. Again, IELTS listening has 4 sections. Section 2, you would hear basically somebody giving instructions or giving information, like, for example, a couple that I've heard are something like you're calling a library and the library's closed, so you get a recording and the recording gives you lots of information about the library hours, special event at the library, things like that. Hello, Alberto. Okay. All right, so for example, I'll try to make up a little one for you. In the rest of the week, we'll have some more of these classes, and I'll just be using recordings from the actual IELTS. I'm just trying to really show you the questions today and give you the basic idea. Okay, we will be doing presentations. We'll be doing presentations at the Starlight Theater, and our booked presentations, our guest speakers will be paid £500. Each speaker will speak for 15 minutes. We only like to have an audience of anywhere from 10 to 30, and again, the price is £200. The date for our next presentation will be July 3rd, 2013, and our topic will be a review of the wonderful film The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson. Included in the review will be background information and a director's profile. We will also talk about the content of the movie, and we'll be doing an evaluation of the success of the film. All right. Talking. Did anybody happen to catch information? Okay. Adela. Oh, hi, Adela. Adela's back. Hi, Adela.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
Good. Nice to have you here. Okay, I'm just giving an example of a IELTS listening, and the type of questions really is all we're trying to do. I'm giving you a little bit of information, and and having you guys see if you can hear the information. All right, number 12. Did anybody have any idea what would go there?
Our 12 student or 12 participant.
No. Okay, this is tricky.
No.
This 12 represents the number of the question on the test. All right, because you're going to have a booklet with this kind of information, and then you have a separate answer sheet that you will fill in the answers. All right, so 12 corresponds or matches number 12 on the answer sheet. Okay.
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 It's a presentation, no? Is the question?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if you heard me. Did you hear me talking about it? 10 to 13. Taha wrote. Okay. Actually, this was a little tricky. We're talking about what does this mean? No plus the tutor. I was talking about audience. So this is probably no more than 30. We can think about how many people. Okay, Taha guessed over here. She guessed 10 to 13. I said 10 to 30 because the 30's here already. So you almost right.
It's the maximum number, no?
30 is, that's right. In this case, 30 represents maximum number. But the information that's missing, which when I was speaking, was 10. We need at least 10 people in the audience, but no more than 30. So the answer is 10, and Taha is very close. Did anybody happen to catch the date? Did you catch the date, Mariana? No?
The date is the date of the represented field.
Yeah. Okay. And when I was speaking, did you happen to hear the date? Taha, coming in again. Taha's got it over in the chat box. All right. Taha, you're good. Yeah, okay. So the person is talking. You can look at this information before the actual listening test. What you're doing is you know that you're going to need a date, so you're going to listen very carefully to hear that date. Okay? That's the idea. Okay, Raphael, did you happen to catch number 14? Answer 14. Review of the film including blah, 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 background, content. Did you catch that? Did anybody catch that? Okay. Maybe it's confusing to have me saying it, but I don't know if I'm keeping it extremely simple. In the actual IELTS listening test, they're going to have a lot of extra information. I'm just trying to give you a simple example. And once again, Taha has the correct answer. Taha, you're doing great. Very good. Yeah, all right. Okay, actually, you know, your first answer, 10 to 13, I can understand that. Here's something extremely important. Let me share with you. Listening skills. You're going to hear numbers, and definitely you're going to hear teen numbers, 13, 14, 15, or you'll hear multiples of 10, 30, 40, 50. Do you notice the difference when I'm giving these numbers? Listen to my pitch. Pitch means high, low, high, pitch, low, pitch. 13, 14, 15, 16, 30, 40, 50, 60. Notice the pitch is the opposite. You should be very careful about this. Okay, if I'm saying, for example, 13, 13, my pitch will rise. Most certainly, I am 100% sure in your IELTS listening test, they are going to give you numbers, and they love to give you teens and multiples of 10 because they sound very similar when I say 13 or when I say 30. When you're listening, they sound very similar. What you have to understand and know and recognize, what they're testing, is do you understand that the stress is, the word stress is on teen, 13. It's higher pitch, it's stretched, it's a little longer sound. 30, the second syllable, the pitch goes down, and it's very fast. This is on I've never heard of a listening test that doesn't have this. In two or at least 2, 3, 4 answers even. They're going to try to trick you with this because it's easy to confuse. Well, you know, there's 40 questions. If you master this skill, I just gave you 4 or 5 answers. Okay? Very simple thing, but very, very important, and it's always on there. At least 2 or 3 questions, minimum. Okay, let's look at maybe one more. Give me a second. Okay, next type is called table completion. Hang on. Let me give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Next type of question which they will ask in IELTS listening is called the table completion question. In your booklet, you will see a table, and this is also usually on the second part of the test where there's somebody giving a monologue about information. Okay, they're giving you instructions or information. So this is basically what it looks like. Again, make sure you understand that in this case, the answer can be no more than 3 words or a number for each answer. Okay, so as I said before, I know I'm saying this 100 times, but everybody makes mistakes on this. So if you if you write a number, do not write. For example, if the answer is a price, do not write 424 and then write the word dollars, because even though your information may be correct, your answer will be wrong because or. You can write 3 words or you can write a number, but not both. All right. Really, so many people mess up with just this silly thing. Okay, so this would be a chart. Obviously, what we're looking at here is a chart of courses in an English school. How many hours? How many weeks? So again, always preview the information. When the narrator says, "Please check your answers," you have 2 minutes to check your answers. Do not check your answers. It's already hopeless. If you did not hear it the first time, there's no way you're going to get it. Instead, move forward and look at the next questions. So if you see this, for example, you know, first question, oh, course book, and oh, what is something I need for class? You can even guess before you even listen. What is something, material you might need for an English class, elementary, advanced, whatever. I need a course book and Adela. A notebook. Great. Very simple. Course book and a notebook. Course book and a dictionary, maybe. Yeah.
Pen.
A pen. Something. It's going to be some kind of... Right. That's very good. That's the idea. You have some idea what they're going to say. If you can predict, it's going to help you immensely. The really, really difficult questions on the listening test are the ones where there's no possible way you can guess the answer. Those are the really hard ones. Or names. Inevitably, there's always one answer that's a name, and names are difficult because we have to phonetically rate them, and we have to guess. Anybody, even native speakers. Okay, business English. Now, sometimes because if we're looking at the information duration, 8 weeks, obviously, this is going to be, question 2 here is obviously going to be a number of weeks. Okay, question 3 over here, a course book and a set of, a set of what? What do you think, Raphael? What could it be?
CD.
A set of CDs or videos or I don't know.
Okay.
Could be.
Sure, could be. All right. And believe it or not, if you scan through this and pre-read it, pre-look at it, even if your answers are wrong, it still helps you. Believe it or not. Even if your guess is wrong, because you've mentally sort of previewed it and thought, said to yourself, a course book and a set of, then, a couple minutes later, when you're listening and they actually say the phrase, you will need a course book and a set of, boop, your brain will actually key in on that and focus in, and you'll be able to hear it. Okay. Now, what are you going to do here in number 4? If you're looking at number 4, obviously duration, okay, 45 hours, 50 hours. Okay, I see duration 45 hours, 8 weeks.
60, no? 50, 60?
Yeah, I'd be guessing it's probably going to be more than 50 hours because their logic here is that the duration, it seems to be going up. So, excellent, Adela, very good. You're most likely going to see something, I'm guessing it's going to be 60. And the price also goes up slightly. Maybe it's only 50. Because logically, so sometimes we can logically guess. If we just look at this section, notice the price is $5.40 and then $5.50. Not that much difference in price. So maybe it'll be the same amount of time, 50 hours. 50 or 60 is a great guess. All right. And that's exactly right. But now, the problem is, when you answer this question, let's imagine that the answer is 50 hours. The problem is, if I write like this, like in the chat box, if I write 50 hours, I'm wrong. I have to write it out. 50 hours. No, 50 hours. I have to write it out because if you remember, going back to the IELTS torture, if you remember the instructions, no more than 3 words, and the keyword here, or a number. I can't have words and a number. If I can have words and a number, it will say and or a number. Yeah, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but I really need you to understand that because that is basically, that's how students mess up their listening tests. Simple things like that. In IELTS, in the whole test, not just listening, if you're taking the IELTS test for real and true, myself, I'm a native speaker, I'm going to read every question twice and think about it. They are very, very literal and very, very strict. They are not forgiving. If I write, for example, the number 50 and then hours, it's wrong. Obviously I heard the correct answer. Obviously I know the correct answer. I did not write it down the way they want me to. It's going to be wrong. All right, and I know I've beat on that, but I have to because I've taught many students this, and they always make the same mistakes. They always just don't follow the directions, and they end up they know the answers. They actually hear the answers, and they don't do as well as they should. Okay, that's enough for today. Next time we do IELTS listening, same time tomorrow. We'll be doing. I'll have some recordings for you, and I'm going to let you guys just try some practice. Okay. So next class, be prepared. Bring up pencil and paper or something, so you can write down answers. Or if you're a fast typer, go ahead and do that. Thanks a lot, guys. I've got to go now. Got to make way for the next verbling teacher. Everyone, have a great day,
Bye-bye.
great night, wherever you are. Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for your attention.
Bye, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.